Welcome, my friend. I am Cami from the blog and YouTube channel Tidbits. Now, desperate times call for desperate measures. That's what I told myself about 3 years ago when I finally refused to ever drag 4 kids into the grocery store again. Needless to say, I've never looked back. Now, whether ordering groceries online is now a necessity for you, or if you are also looking for ways to save time, money, and a whole lot of sanity, I want to share with you my best tips for online grocery shopping and home delivery. Before we dive in, just know, since this video isn't a DIY or room reveal, there won't be a whole lot of pretty B-roll shots to look at. It's just mostly my talking face. I'll share my screen a few times with you, but feel free to just prop up your phone, do some dishes, make dinner, shop online, or whatever multitasking calls to you right now. We will just call this my first YouTube podcast. All right, now even if you are a seasoned online grocery shopper yourself or just beginning, I hope these tips will help you. First things first, you need to discover what options you have for local shopping and delivery. Now, local stores will be able to get you same day or at least next day delivery when times are good. So find out what stores and services are in your area. The best way to do this is to look up on their website or simply call them. Once you find out if a grocery store near you has delivery services, you'll need to familiarize yourself with what online platform they use. Now, the majority of the stores in my area use Instacart. I can shop at 3 stores from the same website, so this is what I prefer to use about 9 times out of 10. I can open up one page and then just get groceries delivered from either Smith's Marketplace, Sam's Club, Natural Grocers, all with Instacart. That's what's in my area. I do have a smaller grocery store chain that is an associated food store. They use an online service called Rosie. Now, of course, there's Walmart, Target, and other big chains which have their own online platform for ordering groceries. I am not near a very large city in comparison, but I'm sure bigger cities will have several more options for you to choose from, and even smaller cities might have fewer. Now, if Amazon Fresh is available to you, I've heard really good things about that, but I don't have that option. So just do your homework. Don't weed anything out yet. And my guess is there's probably more stores in your area that deliver than you realize. Now, quick disclaimer, you're gonna get a pretty clear picture that Instacart is my favorite. This is not sponsored in any way, but I will leave a referral link below, which can save you $10 on your first order, and it will give me $10, which, by the way, you can earn too by telling your friends and family about. You'll be given your own referral link when you set up an account with Instacart. So who doesn't love free groceries? Anyway, tip number 2 should be done when you first begin ordering groceries, and perhaps every once in a while as services and systems tend to change quickly online. Just take some time to sit down at your computer, open up all the options in different browsers, and compare convenience, cost, user experience, and product availability. Now, in considering convenience, will they actually deliver to your house, or is it pickup only? How quickly do you get your order? Is the store pretty close to you, and are you familiar with their products? Do they automatically take out a tip, or are you going to have to remember to have cash on hand? Basically, learn what stores will actually make your life easier or harder. In considering cost, first thing to check is your delivery fee. Now, you'll probably be able to type in your zip code and see what it will cost you for each store you are considering. Instacart is great because it works a lot like Amazon Prime, where you pay a small yearly fee and then delivery is free. Now, considering I am a half hour away from the stores that I order from, this is a pretty big savings for me. Then you'll also want to compare the cost of the products between the stores. With all your browsers open, just begin searching for all the same things in each store, and do this for multiple products. Search up dairy stuff, produce, bulk items. Chances are you'll quickly see where you can get the best prices, or you'll discover that it's really comparative. In my case, it's almost always better prices with Instacart. almost always being the keywords, but I learned it was generally better across the board. So it became my go-to. Now cost is huge, right? Or is convenience more important to you? So Walmart is better priced, but they won't deliver in my area. So just something to ask yourself. All right, let's take a quick look at user experience. Now, when I first opened up all my browsers and began getting a feel for each website, I quickly learned which website or platform was easier to navigate. Now on Rosie, it almost always had to be typed in with the exact name brand or package label to actually find it, or you have to kind of navigate through categories. I could not believe how hard it was to find a bag of frozen peas. But with Instacart, it can be very vague, and I find a multitude of options come up in my search. Instacart would also save all my previous ordered items in a tab, and I could just quickly open that up, add our regulars, milk, butter, eggs, click, click, click. Anyway, finding a website that makes ordering groceries quick and easy and frustration-free is pretty huge. Now, the last thing to compare is product availability. Does only one store carry your favorite cookies or organic products or that special brand of lotion that your skin can only tolerate? If there are enough of those situations, cost, convenience, and user experience don't really matter as much. I hands down prefer the produce at my Smith's Marketplace, and they have most of the items that I'm picky about. So it's in a weekly order from there for me through Instacart. Now, here is a thought. What if you price around and make orders from each store each week to get what you want? Now, sure, you could do that for the sake of saving some money, but you're pretty much throwing out convenience because you will have to arrange communications and times for pickup with multiple stores and shoppers, and you might actually be paying multiple delivery fees. So weigh the benefit of saving $1 or $2 on a few items versus just getting it all from one store with one fee at one time. I might add here that grocery shopping online is easier on a desktop computer, especially if you are comparing. My mobile experience trying to order has almost always been glitchy, but I am sure that will get better as time goes on. Okay, so that was my biggest tip. So let's move on quickly through the others. Tip number 3, drop off or pick up or meet up. Now, your store may not give you the option, but most likely you'll at least be aware that you can pick up from the store, which is often free, or you can have them delivered to your house for a fee. Delivered is definitely the most convenient, but I actually don't have that option with Instacart because we live out in the boonies. I'm about 5 miles past their boundary line for delivery, so I take the third option I made up myself, and that's Meetup. This still saves me at least 50 minutes drive time to pick up from the store, which is well worth it, especially considering my delivery fee is free with Instacart. So I simply plug in the address for our small town post office, write a few instructions like what car I'll be in, where I'm meeting them, and then request a 15-minute notice, and it works perfectly. Meetup is also a great option if you feel a little nervous about welcoming multiple strangers into your home to drop off groceries. Pick a busy place in town and just have them deliver the groceries to your car. Okay, tip number 4 comes with a few suggestions on how to save money while online grocery shopping. Now, when I first began having my groceries delivered, I had this internal battle that I was going to spend more money just because I wanted someone else to do the task that I hated more than anything. I had to prove to myself and my husband that this would actually save us money each week. My friends, that is pretty easy to do. Simply considering the lack of temptation for impulse buys is enough to see savings. If you do anything, just keep an eye on your cart total. You'll know when you've exceeded your budget and have to rein it in a bit. Of course, price shopping for different brands is always a good idea, but just knowing the damage before you reach a check stand and then see the total is a game changer. I also make it a practice to finish my order and delete at least one non-essential item before I check out. Then I feel like I always make up for the tip that I wouldn't be paying if I had just shopped for it myself. Something to watch out for: say you order on Sunday evenings, like myself, knowing that it will be shopped for and delivered on Monday morning. Now the problem is you may see sale prices change. It may be on sale Sunday, but increased on Monday. Or something may actually be less on Monday because it went on sale and you didn't know about it. Now, if this stresses you out, be sure to just order and have it delivered the same day if that is possible. Tip number 5, online grocery shopping requires you to be flexible, open-minded, and considerate of your fellow human beings. Now, understand that what you ordered may not be in stock. Be open to substitutions, or at least let them know that you don't want anything else if that particular item isn't available. Most of the time their substitutions work pretty great for me, but in one instance I kept getting a bottle of dried mint herb when all I wanted was fresh mint. That was my bad. I should have specified that nothing else would do. Other times the shopper simply makes a mistake and misses something. They are human, so forgive, forget, and be kind. I know a lot of my friends have dug their heels in when it comes to online shopping because they feel that no one can pick out produce like they can. I actually find these shoppers to be so well trained. They usually do a better job at me than picking produce. So just be open-minded and willing to give it a try. You might really like it. Tip number 6, plan way ahead. Now, in order to be flexible, it's best to just plan ahead with your orders. If something isn't in stock and you are halfway through your dinner waiting on them to deliver that one item you need, you might find yourself in a pickle. But if you order for a week or even 2 weeks ahead, you can be flexible knowing that your menu can kind of adapt. Sometimes I just tell my husband to swing by the store on his way home from work to get me that thing I need. It's really just better to play it safe than sorry. If you need a little help with planning your grocery needs, I do have a free home inventory printable pack, which I will just link below. I have a post showing you how I use them as well, but they are really very handy for keeping track of essentials in your home so you don't run out, or for like building up a food storage. If you would rather some simple and cute menu planning and grocery list printables, I have those for you too. Just check the links below. Okay, seasoned shopper tip number 7, pick favorites. Now, if you do this enough, you will likely run into the same shopper multiple times. If you really, really like them and how perfectly they pick out the best slightly green bananas, tell them they are your favorite. Now, unfortunately, I can't request the same shopper with Instacart, but by telling Alexandra she is my favorite, she works hard and fast to get my order. She'll even drive it past the border up to my house, and it just makes my day. Now, I'm pretty sure she has my number on speed dial and knows exactly what substitutions I want. Basically, treat them good and they will treat you good. Also, it works great to pick a favorite day of the week or a time to place your order. If you know by Saturday they're likely out of eggs, order on Tuesday after the ship comes in. Tip number 8, communication is key. Heard from the mouth of hired shoppers themselves, please keep your phone handy when I am shopping. Now make a note of when your order will be placed and be on call. If you want the best substitutions and an error-free order, be available. Almost every single time they call and ask me for my preferences, and it works great because I'm ready and waiting to hear from them. Tip number 9, to tip or not to tip? That is the question. Now, some services will automatically take out a tip at checkout, where you can also change the amount if needed. I prefer this because I never have cash. Some services actually don't allow their shoppers to accept tips. Some shoppers wait awkwardly expecting a tip, and then you have no idea why they won't leave your doorstep. So just be prepared and aware of what is to be expected of you and what is courteous. When in doubt, just call the store and ask. Nowadays, shoppers are risking their health to shop for you, so a generous tip will leave you both feeling pretty good. Tip number 10, check your receipts and the confirmation email. Now, when all those fresh groceries are piled high on your table, open up your receipt or your online order and do a quick run through. You may have been charged for something you didn't get. You may have not received something you really needed and you won't actually remember until it's too late. So before you put away your groceries, double check everything. You will find errors eventually, but not too frequently, but it's just really best to check. I've got one more bonus tip, which will be expanded on the blog post. I want to share my favorite non-local online resources for home essentials. Think outside of your local options for items that are not time sensitive or fresh. Buying local is great, but you may save money and headache by ordering from other online sources for things that are not perishable. For example, I order all my green cleaning supplies through Grove Collaborative. I love them. I order a ton of my organic specialty products through Thrive Market, and I save a lot of money that way. I order food storage and freeze-dried snacks from Thrive Life, and of course I order a ton of non-food items from Amazon or Amazon Pantry. I order bulk nuts from Almond Cow to make my own nut milk, and I order pre-made Instant Pot meals from InstaFreeze, which is a shameless plug for my sister's freezer dinner business. Anyway, the list goes on, but I would absolutely love to hear your favorite place to order what you need. Let me know if you have any tips yourself or questions about ordering groceries online. I might add the warning, once you start, you may never stop. 3 years later, unless it's a random stop on date night, my kids don't often see the inside of a grocery store, but they are learning bucket loads of how to shop smart online, and I hope you did too. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to watch or listen to my video. Please subscribe for more content on do-it-yourself living and the occasional lifestyle tips.